So, something that we've been talking about in our small men's group that we have is this idea that too much of a good thing could be bad and it could be preventing you from being great. And where I've seen this show up, and maybe it's the reason why I'm filming this in the home gym, is like we've done a lot of work to make this home gym what we want and really like the way it's turned out. But what I've noticed with this is there's a lot of times when I'm working on this, it's, let's say, a Saturday, get up early, go to Lowe's, because every project you need to go to Lowe's at least like 4 to 5 times. And so I'll go to Lowe's, get enough material for the day, and I tell myself, like, I'm just going to work on this till, let's say, 11 a.m., 12. Nothing big. I want to make sure I get my rest and relax, because the weekends are the time where I need to rest and relax to make sure I'm prepared for the weekend. The family needs that too. The family needs me to be rested and relaxed, because that's relaxed. It's not a word. Rested and relaxed, because there has to be a balance there. There has to be a balance between the kind of the go, go, go mentality. I'm doing all these good things, but if I can rest and relax with the kids and the family, like, that's where kind of it fills that emotional bucket. But what I notice a lot of times is I'll be working out here and I just want to do one more thing, and then it's just one more thing, and then all of a sudden it's like 3 o'clock, and then I got to clean up, and it's 4:30, and then all of a sudden that the whole day, not the whole day, but a large portion of the day was spent doing good things. Like, I'm really going to enjoy this home gym. My wife's really going to enjoy this home gym. The kids, we're going to make this into like a little bit of a jungle gym, and I'm really excited how that's going to turn out. But the kids are going to enjoy it. It's like good for everybody. But during this process of doing this good thing that's going to benefit everybody, I'm also not super present with the family. Like, I'm kind of checked out. And being out of the house for the majority of the week, let's say Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, my wife carries a lot of that family burden. I get home, we share that burden, and it's helpful for the family. That's like the balance that we've created. By me doing this, I'm pushing more of that burden on her, and that's then a mental load for her to carry. And then I feel bad because I'm pushing that burden on her. In addition, I'm not getting that one-on-one time. So I do these things. I'm doing the home gym. And there's a risk there. And I don't think a lot of us think about what are the good things that we're doing that may prevent us from truly feeling great about how we're showing up. And like, I just showed some of the workouts that I'm doing right now, and this was just a typical Thursday leg day. What the workout split that I'm doing now is a leg day on Monday, upper on Tuesday, rest on Wednesday, leg day on Thursday, upper on Friday, and I'll do a long run on Saturday, and then flip the entire thing where I'm going into an upper on a Monday, lower on a Tuesday, rest on a Wednesday, upper on a Thursday, lower on a Friday, and do like arms and shoulders on a Saturday. So I have like a 2-week system that I just go on and off, and I felt great. But a lot of that is a result of too much volume. When I was doing the half Ironman training, I did a lot of volume, but I didn't do a lot of the single leg stuff or just specifically muscle focused stuff. And I got injured. Like, I didn't do well in my half Ironman because I had to walk a lot, because my hip hurt, my ankles hurt. So there were a lot of things where I didn't have that balance. It was, again, too much of a good thing that prevented me from showing up as the person that I wanted to be. So really the question I have for people is, as you look back to all the things that you're doing and all the things that you're signing up for, because we have a lot of guys who are involved with church, and I know church is something that's largely led by the community. Like, you have the people who are employed with the church, but the strength of it is usually through the volunteers, the people who give their time, give their money, and we have a lot of people who are heavily involved with that. So the more we're doing there, that prevents you from doing this other thing. There's always a trade-off. There's always that opportunity cost. You could be doing this other thing, and I don't think a lot of us really look at it that way. And I think that's the challenge that we need to start doing is, are there certain good things in my life that are pushing me to not be great? And then the other angle I really want to talk to you about is, when I'm filling my life with all these good things, and again, this home gym is probably a good example of this. I'm working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, building the community. We have our clients. And then on top of that, I want to build this home gym. We're in this house, we're renovating it. Right now I'm doing all the renovations. So there's stress there, and it's stress with all these good things that I signed up for, I willingly signed up for. But you know what feels great after a long day of like manual labor on a Saturday, after you've been working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and you're kind of just done, is like, I want a beer and pizza. I want multiple beers and pizza slices. And I know by doing that, I'm not against the beer and pizza, but it's also a sign that I've redlined a little bit. I've redlined with a lot of good stuff. And I can have the beer and pizza, there's no problem with that. But if it turns into like, man, I need 2 beers. You know what? That third beer, it's gonna taste great. I know that Sunday morning, I'm not gonna be as good, like my spirit, my energy, I won't sleep as well. I won't be able to connect with my kids as well, because of the choices that I made, which largely overstressed me. I carried a little bit of that anxiety because I was doing so many good things that I just overstressed myself. And my form of relaxation is food or drink, and sometimes it's sitting on social media, or sometimes it's watching Netflix, or too much of the dopamine hit. And one of the things we hear so often in our community is, how do I stop these vices? How do I stop eating too much? How do I stop drinking too much? Staring in front of the TV? How do I stop looking at porn? Doing all these things that act itself, just, we hate that we do it. And I think a lot of it comes as a result of we're doing too many good things. Our life is too full of the good things. Because I know all the guys in our community, they're good guys. They're nice guys. I'm sure you are really good. And it's just that we're filling our life with so many good things. We don't allow for that balance, which allows us to be great, which prevents the thing. And I always think of it, there's like that fork in the road where I allow this little thing to hold on to stress. Like, I think I can hold on to that stress, or hold on to this. Maybe it's that extra email, or it's that one extra hour of manual labor, whatever it may be. I'm gonna do this one thing. I know a lot of guys in our community, we have these workout plans, and they miss one day, so they want to catch up on another day. And I was just skip it. Just move on. You don't need to overthink this, because we want to make sure that we're caught up. We want to make sure that we're doing all the things, because all the things, it's the check mark. And I think back to my nice guy personality, I kind of lived by that checklist. I lived by, do I make enough money? Am I physically active? Am I involved in like nonprofits or good communities? Am I giving back? So I would rate myself on this checklist. And if I missed a workout, I need to go back and do it, because I need to check that off. And all these things that we're checking off, all these good things that we're checking off, it's leading to too much stress and too much anxiety. And it often leads to, I don't feel appreciated for all the work that I'm putting in. I don't feel like I'm being recognized for all the good things that I'm doing. And as a result, I deserve the pizza. I deserve the beer. I deserve looking at whatever on the internet. And I mean, that's what overexerting myself on the weekends and maybe on workouts and doing too much. So there needs to be some stillness. This is why we really emphasize reflection and journaling, because there's a time when, yeah, you do need to push. You need to kind of suck it up and push. But there also needs to be a time of maybe I'm pushing too much because I feel that yearning that I'm not being appreciated. I feel that really that random thought that maybe I'm doing all these things and no one's recognizing me. And that is that just initial thought that could lead to the things that you don't want to do. And we can't keep pointing to the things that you don't want to do as the problem. We need to point to where is that initial thought? Why am I getting that initial thought? And revert our course then. And that's a lot of what like my workout today is. Am I going to gain a bunch of muscle with this workout? Probably not. But months down the road, I'm going to feel a lot better when I'm trying to run a half marathon or whatever it may be, because I'm doing my rehab. I'm resting and recovering. I'm doing the right things for right now. And in the future, things may change. And I may be able to hold more of that bandwidth, maybe greater. But that's not right now. And I have to respect that it's not right now. And so, yeah, I guess there's two challenges for you. One, if you look at all the things you're doing, are you crowding your time with too many good things that don't allow you to be great? Because if you can fill up a schedule and then sit with your family and just enjoy that time with your family, that's that reinforcement that makes you feel great. If you're doing all the things, you're the provider, you're really have a great relationship with your significant other and your kids, that's what gives you that feeling of being great. But if you're drowning yourself in too many things, with too many good things, you may not be able to feel great at anything. And then the second question is, if you have those vices, how do you reflect back to like, what is that initial thought, that initial story that I'm not getting that appreciation? How can I stop chastising myself for that vice that I'm succumbing to, and instead start analyzing when did that fork in the road appear? What was that initial story? And can I start looking at that to revert back to where I need to be?